Hello and welcome to another episode of Laptop Retrospective, and today we have an interesting look at another keyboard from Skyloong. So this is the Skyloong GK104 Pro, and if you said to yourself, hey, wait a second, you've already featured this keyboard, you would technically be right. I actually featured, which I keep in this box over here, and Skyloong reached out to me and asked if I would take a quick look at the 4.0. So we are going to unbox this, take a quick look at it, do the usual typing test, and then we'll do a quick comparison between the two keyboards to see just exactly how much has improved. Some of the changes that we can look forward to is a larger screen that's easier to program and remove, what they call a voice calculator, an improved overall pad and foam combination for a better keyboard sound, an improvement to the stability of the polling rate, and a 10,000 milliamp battery that is still accessible, I'm told, on a back panel that's easy to remove. So, before I unbox this, I just want to make it perfectly clear that this keyboard was provided to me by Skyloong, as well as the other one that I have featured previously on this channel. And these keyboards were not personally purchased by me. They were provided to me by Skyloong for the purposes of the review that I previously did, and of course this one. And my opinions, of course, always remain my own. Let's unbox this and see what we get on the inside. All right, we have a quick start guide here, which is really appreciative, telling you all the functions and how everything works. That's excellent. We have a dust cover included, and then in here we have our accessories. We have a USB-A to C connector. We have a keyboard and keycap switch puller. We have a USB type A to type C adapter. We have a series of rubberized caps and plugs, as well as an Allen wrench. I'm guessing that's for customizing the board. We have the full width spacebar bar. We have a series of additional keycaps, including the full width spacebar if we want that. And we have loads of additional switches, which is excellent. So these are a linear red, and the reason that it has so many is if you want to remove the screen, you can actually do that. And one of the things I liked about the original keyboard is that the thing was just so darn customizable. And I think this one is probably going to follow in that footsteps. All right, so here we have the keyboard. It comes in a variety of different colors and configurations. This one is kind of like a topographic rainbow color. And it has the keycaps labeled here on the front. I will say that the color options weren't quite as good, in my opinion, as some of the older versions. I found that picking a color that I really wanted in this 4.0 version was a bit more difficult. They certainly have some unique designs you can check out on the website, and I'll leave the link in the description. But finding one that I really liked was a bit of a hassle. If we do a tour of the board, we have the removable magnetic screen, and you can plug in the back here to program it. I'm also told that you can program this wirelessly. And of course, you can remove these pogo pin style plugs and replace that with just standard switches and keys if you so desire, and program it however you like with the software kit. We have 3 knobs installed here that click and rotate, a full-size numpad. Along the back, we have our 3-position switch, and as you can see, I've just powered it up. And we have a wired USB Type-C connection ready to go as well. We have dual position feet, and then this panel right here is where the batteries are stored. And it is nice that using a simple tool, you can get in here and replace the batteries when the time comes. Let's go ahead and pop that panel off. We could use the included hex wrench, but in this case, my screwdriver is just a bit more convenient. And there are our 2 big whopping 5,000 watt-hour batteries, and they're double-sided taped into place. And we're just gonna go ahead and leave them in there because I don't need to yank them out right now. All right, so this keyboard has a whole bunch of features. I just programmed the clock correctly by holding down the function key and the number key to change the sound effects or rotate through them all if you really wanted these typing sounds. It's honestly one of the oddest features on this keyboard by far. You hold down the function key and you can cycle through all those with the plus or minus keys. More importantly, if you hit function in the 0 key, the sounds go away. And that's what I will be doing. The other thing that you can do is flip this switch up to access the calculator, which has a voice mode.
5 plus 9 times 2 equal to 3.
It's neat, but to me is a bit of a novelty. Having the calculator, though, as something that's independent without an app is kind of handy. And you hit num or double num to clear calculator. You should be able to turn off the voice assistant by going function 0. That turns it off. And the memory does not keep. So once you flip that switch backward and forward, it does clear the calculator as well. So once you're done, you flip that switch. One thing that I did forget to mention is that this plate here is magnetic, and underneath of it is where we find the USB receiver, nicely tucked away, very firmly jammed in there. The other thing to take a look at, of course, is this 4-inch screen that we have here. To get in the menu is function and menu keys, which are right here. And this thing does broadcast a web server. You can adjust themes. You can change the key tone here on and off. So this screen here provides you another clock, which is not synchronized to the calculator screen there. That is independent, and you have to set it manually. There is a actions per second curve if you want to track about how often you're striking your keys. There is a CPU and memory feature here if you want to install the app. All right, so really quickly, let's compare these two boards to one another. Now, I will admit the color scheme on the older one I do prefer, just a personal thing. But that aside, we can see that that screen is considerably larger. It is far easier to remove than this, which you had to pry out. This is way easier to navigate, and of course they designed it in such a way where they tilted the whole thing at an angle to take advantage of that real estate, which makes a lot of sense. Other than that, the boards are designed very similarly in terms of their construction materials and features. Both of them have that magnetic plate, both of them have the removable plate on the back, same feet system, and overall appearance-wise, quite similar. Now, the switches, of course, are different in both of these boards, but sound-wise, they're pretty comparable. I would also say the same for feel. The enter key is a lot crisper on the new one. The old one is a bit spongier. But yeah, very, very comparable experience. Let's get the old one out of the way and do a typing test on the new one. The software utility remains unchanged from the previous version that we saw. So we can configure, obviously, the entire keyboard here. We have different sets of keys that we can configure for each operating system and have those pre-configured. We can assign different layers to different keys, no problem. Macros are possible, as well as writing pre-existing files to them. And there is a directory here, although a good chunk of them obviously won't be in English. You do need additional software installed to get the full functionality of some of the other functions of the keyboard, which includes the CPU temperature and percentage of use functionality on the screen, as well as uploading GIFs, requires another program as well. So to get the screen running is kind of a complex affair. The first thing that you need is a mobile device to connect to a Wi-Fi network that is attached to the screen that it's broadcasting. It then gives me this screen all in Chinese, and then wants to import the Wi-Fi credentials from an existing network. This to me is a bit of a faff. If there's one thing that I'm going to kind of draw the line on today is putting my keyboard on Wi-Fi. So overall, ladies and gentlemen, I would call the version 4 of the Skyloong GK104 Pro overall an upgrade. There are a few things that they have certainly improved on. There are a few things that are still there that maybe people like and they're worth still including. And then there are a few things that, in my mind, still need to be improved. So we'll start with the good. The larger battery is great. The improved key feel is very good. I got some really high typing speeds on this board. I'm very, very pleased with that out of the box. The fact that the screen is physically removable is a plus. I really do wish these keyboard companies would find a better way to have these keyboards programmable without having to hand over Wi-Fi credentials to my keyboard. The calculator feature is good. The speaking calculator is of limited value, especially when it just speaks out the digits and doesn't understand this is 18, it's just 1/8, that sort of thing. The sound effects as you type, I'm obviously the wrong audience for that. The colors that this is available in, I found to be a little bit more polarizing than the previous versions of the board, where I could easily find a color profile I liked. This one I really had to dig deep to find one that I was like, yeah, I could have that on my desk. I do hope that they create a version 5 of the board to streamline a few things a bit more, perhaps lose some of the features that just people don't need. But the biggest thing for me would be find a way to unify this and this so they're both the same. I don't have to set the date and time twice. That's a bit silly. The whole thing, I have to pull out my phone and connect to the Wi-Fi. This is a very neat board. I think that this would be an excellent starter board for people that want to get into really customized keyboards because it comes with so much in the box. You can tweak it the way that you like. It just needs to be a bit more user-friendly. At any rate, I'd love to hear what you think down below. Do you believe that this is an overall upgrade over their previous version of the board or not? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Skyloong for sending me this board, and I will see you next time.